Hello, everyone. I hope that when this message finds you, you are well. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Glennette Carroll, and I've taken some notes. I've been doing some thinking today about digital wellness, and I think it's important to talk about that and share some insight with you. I'm going to be doing a series, so it'll be in several parts. And this is going to be part one. So I'm going to be referencing my notes just a little, and the video won't take very long for you to watch. I want to get straight to the point, but I definitely want to make sure that you understand the importance of it. So basically, digital wellness is the use of technology in a responsible way. Um, a lot of people don't even recognize or realize how much they may be consuming. This could be using a cell phone, video games, listening to podcasts on any other device, a iPad, watching YouTube videos, uh, you know, uh, ironically. And so this is something that can be detrimental to our overall health if we're not monitoring it, particularly for our youth. And I definitely want to pinpoint a couple of things because as parents, it's important that we monitor that, just like we take them to the doctor every year or maybe twice a year to get monitored for whatever reason, getting eye exams, getting their regular checkup with their pediatrician to make sure that everything is well with them. We definitely still want to do that same thing for digital wellness. So, this is important for a few reasons, and I'm going to give you just 3 ways that you can kind of check in with your children, or your child. So here we go. The first thing is to be balanced. We want to make sure that they're not over consuming by whatever means. So that could be you getting their passwords to all of their accounts, you making sure that they limit their usage. So maybe putting their cell phone in your room from a certain time. There are different types of ways you can also monitor this. I believe Amazon has a lock box that you could purchase and maybe put it somewhere in the kitchen or in your room, in the garage, I don't know, just some place where you store the phone, the tablet, the video game controllers, whatever it is, for the time that you don't want it to be used. And so if that's from 9 p.m. to 6 p.m., whatever it is that works for you and your family and your child, and you'll know this based on the symptoms, I guess, if you will, that they may display. So that leads me to the second point, which is to be aware. And by being aware, you know kind of what's going on in the social media or cyber world, right, with the internet and the use of technology. So for adolescents, I'll say ages 13 to maybe 18, or we'll say 17, because usually 18 is included with adults, although they're still teenagers. But let's say it's 13 to 17. That particular age group is more likely to be cyberbullied. Cyberbullying happens quite often. It's actually 1 in 5 of every teenager has experienced cyberbullying. So if they have not experienced it themselves, your child, I'm sure that they know someone or know of an event, that has taken place that they maybe watched play out online, and this can be traumatic, even if it wasn't them. So, this is something to monitor because as they are watching things like this on social media, be it on direct messaging, through text message, however they're receiving the content or whatever it is they're looking at, it can cause some mental harm. Kids are also more likely to be depressed if they're using technology more than 4 hours a day. So, for some kids, they're allowed to have their phone with them all night long, right? Maybe you can pop in at 3 o'clock in the morning just to see what they're doing. Okay, are you really asleep in here, or is that your light I see from the phone bouncing off the wall? So it's really important to kind of look at that and make sure that you know like what they're watching, what are they consuming. Check their history on their phone. If it starts to, as you check it, you see that it's being deleted more often, they're probably doing something they don't want you to be aware of. So make sure at a minimum you have the password to their cell phone. If they don't want to give it to you, then obviously, you would have to have other consequences in place for that. But I would say make sure you have passwords to their phones. I have had experiences with some of the kids that I work with not being aware of the fact that they should not share their passwords with their friends. That is also a trend, and they are sharing passwords with friends, and people can pretend basically to be them online. And once something is sent, you are pretty much like stuck with the message. You can't really unsend it, it's gone forever. So, this is something that you can talk to your child about and make sure that they understand that that is a part of their digital wellness, to make sure that they keep passwords secure and that you should be the only person or persons, mom and dad, mom and mom, however your household works, dad and dad. It's important to know that um, digital wellness is important and they should not be sharing their passwords with anyone else. Lastly, be mindful. So I kind of touched on this as I was speaking about being aware. And so I just want to note that being mindful of the usage is important, right? So as I mentioned, talking about how long they're using their social media, or how long they're on the video game, or how long they're on the iPad, that can impact them in many different ways, right? Some apps allow you to speak to other individuals without actually knowing who they are. That is something that you can kind of look into to see what apps your child or children are using, and then just ask them, how do you work this? Let me create an account. I want to see how it works. That's also a good way for you to know what they could be getting into, what are the potential dangers, and how to stop your kids or your child from being a victim. There are apps where, people have said, I've had someone share with me personally that, their child spoke to someone online and they almost gave out their address, but they ended up monitoring, the site, and they were able to catch it before they did it. And so this is something that is very prevalent, and I think that a lot of people kind of like, just let it fly under the radar. It's really important that you be really, really on top of this because it could save your child's life. in some instances and in many instances. So please be, mindful of their usage, and just want to make sure that if they are showing any type of symptoms of like kind of like addiction like symptoms, um, it's really important to maybe speak to someone professionally for counseling or therapy, to just to make sure that this is not too far gone. Okay. Some children may really need more intensive therapy because they may be addicted. They may be at a place where they're unable to stop the behavior. Although they may want to, they're not able to do it on their own. And so if they are acting out in ways where they are having what seems like a mental breakdown, if you take their phone for maybe a punishment, or if they are becoming very angry, I would say to the point of like physical violence, like hitting, slapping, starting to like use a lot of inappropriate language, things of that sort, right? Like just paying attention to their mannerisms and how they are responding when it comes to technology being taken away. That is something to also pay very close attention to. So I hope this video has been helpful. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me at info@gcarol.com, and I will reach back out. And hopefully you have a wonderful day, and you'll catch me the next time. Until then, don't forget to check on your kids.